Welcome back, everybody. I'm Deb Holland, and we are beginning a teaching series on my book, Leaders, My Leaders, Your Journey to Awesomeness. So we're going to pick up where we left off last time, and we're going to begin talking about the major topics of leadership. And we mentioned them briefly last time. They are self, team, organization, and community. So today we're going to begin talking about leadership of the self. So if we want to lead ourselves properly, we need to look reality right square in the face. We need to not dodge it, avoid it, deny it, dilute it down, none of that stuff. We need to look it square in the eyeballs, and we need to say, this is what my situation is right now, with myself, with my team, with my leadership. It doesn't matter if the view that you have is the only viewpoint that is just yours alone. You stand alone in your viewpoint, but you know you're facing the truth. It doesn't matter if other people disagree with you or dislike it or whatever the case may be. If you know that you are facing the truth, even if it's difficult, even if it's unpleasant, if it's uncomfortable, and certainly if it's inconvenient, make sure that you have a really good read on yourself and what you need to improve within yourself and your team, what needs to change there, and the culture and the dynamics of your organization. So what you need to do is you need to start improving and then just keep going. I could have written just that in this leadership book, and that in and of itself would have provided tremendous value to you. This is nothing new. Those of us that love to teach this stuff, we're not saying anything that hasn't been said for generations already. We're just repackaging it in different ways so that we can reach different people with it. And so really, truly, the key, the secret, the art form of leadership, start improving and just keep going. Just keep going and going and going. And once you have yourself on a good track, once you're headed in a good direction, that's the best thing you can possibly do for yourself, for your family, for your team, your organization, and your community. It's the best possible thing you can do. We need you at your very best, because when you are at your very best, no doubt you are amazing. Leadership is a tough business. There's no question about it. It can be stressful. It can be joyous. Most of the time it's in between those two things. It can take long nights and weekends and time away from family and interrupt vacations and all kinds of other things. Leadership is a tough business. You can end up leading people who don't like you at all, or people that you don't like them at all. When you're a leader, it's not about whether or not you like somebody or agree with somebody or whatever else the case may be. It's about leading that individual in the way that is best for them. It's not about treating everyone equally. It's about treating everyone equitably. And we're going to get to that a little bit later in the teaching series. Most of all, like we talked about last time, leadership is not about you. It's not about you. It's about your team. And the team over the individual every single time is the decision that you need to be making. If something is going on and you have one rogue individual who you have tried to help and who is just absolutely toxic, they are disrupting the work environment, they refuse to get any kind of help, they refuse to be coached, that individual needs to be separated from the team somehow. Now, I don't know your situation, I don't know your organization, you're the expert on all that. You might need to actually fire the individual if that's an approved thing within your organization. If not, you might want to put them on some sort of a rehabilitation plan or improvement plan, or move them to a different department. Now, personally, I hate to see problem children just moved around and around and around, and more than that, I detest seeing problem children promoted just to get them out of the way of wherever they're stirring up so much trouble, because the hope is if you give them something better, they'll settle down. It doesn't work like that. You give them something better, they screw that up too. This is just really simple math to me. But anyway, if a decision has to be made, no matter how much you like the individual, you have to pick the team every single time. Team over individual every single time. You are, in effect, a human shield for these people. You are there to protect them. You are there to provide for them. You are there to shepherd them through whatever the mission is, whatever the organization is trying to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. Your job is to maintain order. It's to inspire, to educate, to entertain, to counsel, to console, to comfort, to build up, to look after, to make sacrifices for, to love, to encourage, to care about, and to hold accountable, and on and on and on and on and on. If it sounds like a big, huge job, it is. It's also one of the best jobs that exists. I've been a leader in a number of different environments, personally, professionally, at school, church, you name it. I've done a lot of different leadership positions at a lot of different levels, some paid, some not paid. And you know what? I loved it. I loved it. Even when it was rough, I loved it because I love my people and I loved seeing them grow. That was the very best part of the job for me. Accomplishing the mission and seeing the people grow. That was it for me. It was awesome. And you want to make sure that your people know more than anything else that you are with them and that you are for them. And both components of that are critically important. They need to know that you are with them. You are there, you are their leader, you are present. You are physically present, you are emotionally present, you are intellectually present, logistically and in every other way, that you are there with them. You are in this together. Now, you play very different roles within the organization, and that's fine, and that's healthy, and that's good. But you are together as a team, and your people need to know that. They also need to know that you're for them, that you're for them as individuals and you're for them as a team. They need to know that you're not against them. You're either for them, to take it down to its most basic, vastly, ridiculously oversimplified form. You're either for them or you're against them. They need to know that you're for them, that you're rooting for them, that you're believing in them, that you're doing everything you can to make their work experience a good one. Now notice I didn't say fun or all play or slacking off or any of that, but a satisfying, meaningful, rewarding work life. That's what you're trying to accomplish for them. And you need to realize, they realize this. They are aware of this every day, and whether or not that's a painful awareness or a comforting awareness, you hold their well-being in your hands. You hold their well-being in your hands. So it is up to you to take just really, really good care of that priceless little treasure that you have, these people, your team. And you're the one that takes on the tough stuff. And you're the one that does the ugly, messy parts of the job that nobody likes to do or even talk about. You're the one that looks after them. They are here in your hands, and it is your job to protect them and to provide for them. These skills can be taught, but a good heart cannot. And if you've got a good heart, all the rest is just details. If you've got a good heart, you're going to improve naturally on your own. You're going to be in concert with your people. You're going to be learning what they need from you, what they don't need from you. The beauty of leadership, my friends, is that every time you get a new direct report, you've got to start all over again, because you get to and you've got to learn this person. What worked with Joey is not going to work with Susie, it's not going to work with Francine, and it's not going to work with Bobby. So every person has to be managed and led, and those are two different things we'll talk about more later. Everybody has to be led in a way that's effective for them, and that's the fun, that's the beauty of the job. And that right there is the core of the book of what we're going to talk about, is your journey to awesomeness, is being able to learn your people and lead them in a way that works for them, which makes the leadership work for you and the organization. So until next time, have a great week. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Come on over and join me on my website at debhollandlcsw.com. You can link to my Facebook page from there, and I have a growing tribe that I'm having a lot of fun interacting with and putting up fresh new content for you guys every single day, much of which applies to leadership, because it is one of the most honorable and the most critically important careers in our world today. Thanks a lot, you guys. I'll see you next time.